Mouse is tweaking. We should start with some.
Some Mark Ducky.
Oh my God. And then I didn't run again for probably 6 months. so when I ran again, I at least had enough desire to compel me to run more than a couple of days. And I found something out is that I was amazed at how fast your body adapts and improves. And so that gave me a lot of encouragement. Because I ran a couple of times and I ran the third and fourth time, and it's like I ran so much further like the fourth, third or fourth time. I'm thinking that gave me a lot of encouragement to think, okay, I can do this. And so I set this goal for myself that this was like in May, I don't remember, May of 1979 or 1978. I really don't remember. Anyway, but I set this goal for myself that I wanted to be able to run 5 miles by the end of the summer. And at the time, it seemed insurmountable. It really did. It didn't seem like it was even remotely possible to me, but that was my goal. And so I went out and being kind of a methodical person, I went out and I bought a journal, a running journal, and a stopwatch, and of course the running shoes and all this kind of good stuff. And so set out to just start running, and immediately ran into a set of obstacles. And those obstacles had to do with like it wasn't a part of my identity, because every time I said, okay, I'm going to go running, okay, I'm going to go run. But what do you think happened? All these conflicting and competing thoughts flooded my brain. Like, okay, it's too hot, it's too cold. I ran 3 or 4 days ago. Nobody I know, none of my friends are doing this. It might rain. And the biggest one, of course, was I'll go after this program. And of course, I never went. So I would say that out of all the times that when I said I want to run, I would say that I managed to actually get my shoes on and get out the door maybe 30% of the time. Okay. But that 30% of the time, I was improving. Okay. And I was actually getting further and further and getting encouraged. But I realized as I could run further and further, like I was up to a mile maybe, or a mile and a quarter or something, because I marked it all off in terms of like every half mile kind of thing of the course that I did. So I realized that I was getting so enthused over the fact that I was even getting that far that I thought I needed a mechanism to get the 5 miles, because I thought I'd quit. Well, I thought I'd quit is that if I got the 2 miles, that was so far beyond what I thought I could ever do anyway, that what would compel me to go to 5? And so I don't know why I thought that way, but that's what I did. I really did. So I established what I call the 5 mile rule. And the 5 mile rule was, if I managed to get through all my conflicting and competing thoughts, and if I managed to get through those and actually get my shoes on and get outside and take 1 step forward, that I had to always run at least 1 step further than I did the time before. And I knew what that was because I kept the journal. I knew exactly where I stopped. So my rule was I always had to go, I could go more than 1 step, but it had to be at least 1 step. And what I found, and this was really interesting, because what I found is that there was a threshold. There was a certain threshold point at which all the conflicting and competing thoughts went away. And it was like I became a runner. It was like I didn't have to force myself to go out and run anymore. I actually felt compelled to run. And in a sense, what I did was create a new sense of identity. Like some people might call it a habit or whatever. I just call it a new sense of identity. I actually established a belief that said, I am a runner. That's who I am. You see, it's like It's like it was people, and then my friends and family, they all thought that I was really disciplined. Because that's what I say about most people think discipline is a personality characteristic. I don't define it that way at all. I define it as simply a technique for change. Because when we see somebody doing something that we can't do, that we'd like to do, but we have a problem with it, we just naturally think that they have the same kind of problems and that they're being disciplined in doing it. And that's not the case at all. If you're doing something effortlessly, it's because it's who you are. There was a threshold point, like I said, where all the conflicting energy just completely dissipated. And instead of me having to consciously say to myself, oh, I'm going to go out and run, I actually felt compelled to run. Then I got to the 5 miles, and then I got to the point where I was running so much that I actually had to establish a corollary belief to learn how to listen to my body, because there were days where my body was basically saying, hey, this is not a good day to run, and give yourself a rest. And that had to be all right. But for a while it wasn't, because when you start injuring yourself, then you know you're overdoing it. So I actually had to establish a belief that it was all right not to run. So it went from conflicting and competing thoughts to this is who I am. And now it's effortless, completely effortless. There's no conflict at all. That's what you're going to have to learn, or that's what you're going to learn how to do with your trading. You're going to learn how to put on a sample size of trades where it becomes completely effortless, where there's no conflicting or competing thoughts about what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. It wouldn't even occur to you to make the kind of mistakes that you typically make now. That's what you want to do. You want to get to the point where it doesn't even occur to you. It doesn't even enter your brain. Does everybody understand that example? Like I said, when you realize that you're not appropriately focused on your objective, meaning you notice that you're either thinking, saying, or doing something that isn't consistent with what you're trying to accomplish, you deliberately refocus your attention on the object of your goal. Just do the best you can. Okay, so basically, like I said, this whole section, this last section is giving you steps and techniques for evolving into a professional trader's mindset. So what you want to do is you want to resolve. In other words, say to yourself, my desire is to be a certain way so that I can make a consistent income from my trading, something I can rely on. So I resolve to stop analyzing or trying to figure out if the current opportunity put on a trade is going to work. Resolve to stop doing that. And when you find yourself doing it, consciously refocus your thoughts that analyzing is not beneficial in any way. As a passive technical trader, you are dependent on the behavior of the traders to make your trade a winner. And you are using a mathematical formula or price pattern to predict what they will do. Math formulas or price patterns don't know the intentions, objectives, or reasons why the individual traders who are capable of moving prices behave the way they do. As a result, you will almost never know the real reason why any particular trade worked or not. There's nothing to analyze. There's just nothing to analyze. Nothing. There was back when I was in commercial casualty sales, there was a sales course that I bought by Zig Ziglar. Everybody know who Zig Ziglar is? Okay. And there was a part of this sales course where Zig Ziglar was talking about the exact right moment to ask a closing question to close a sale. And he said he's trying to get people to understand when that right moment is. And when you know where you're at that right moment, Zig Ziglar paused and there was silence. And then he screamed, "Shut up!" He screamed out much louder than that. "Shut up. The first person who talks loses." In other words, when you ask that closing question as a salesman, shut up and don't say a word, because if he said the first one who talks loses, and that was the truth. That worked. I found when I felt compelled to talk before he did, I didn't get the sale. And when I was able to keep my mouth shut and let them talk first, I did. What I'm saying to you is that when you get a signal from your methodology, stop thinking. There's nothing to think about. There's nothing to think about. Do you understand why I said that? Just put on the trade. There's absolutely nothing to think about. Just put the trade on. So you resolve to stop analyzing, okay? I resolve. I'm not gonna analyze anymore. When I get a signal, I'm gonna stop thinking. Resolve to learn the skill of trading without fear. In other words, manage your expectations by discarding the trade-by-trade approach in favor of a series of trades approaches. What we've been talking about for the last half an hour. The pitfalls of a trade-by-trade perspective. Anything you do for any reason can result in a winning trade. The problem is many of the things that you could do that results in a winning trade could reinforce trading behaviors that could lead to a catastrophic loss. Losing streaks can easily cause one's attitude to deteriorate into a negative spiral when you trade in a trade-by-trade perspective. From a trade-by-trade perspective, you are making a choice to pick what you think is an edge out of all the other possible trades you could have picked. In essence, you are saying, I am picking this trade because I think it's going to work. When you trade in a trade-by-trade perspective, you can't help but think you know what's going to happen next because you are picking trades that you think are going to work. And therefore, your expectations automatically will not be in line with the realities of the market from its perspective. And therefore will have the potential to define and interpret market information in a threatening way, therefore causing your perception of that information to be all out of whack, and you're going to end up creating the very things you want to avoid, which is lose and make money, or lose and be wrong. You guys with me on this?
Yeah.
The reality is at a rational level, you don't know if any trade is going to work because you never know for sure who's participating and what their intent is. You're guessing. See, you know what traders is? An educated guess. This is what we do as traders. Edge. Got an edge? You-cated. Guess. That means probabilities. You're making an educated guess. You got the probabilities in your favor. That's all we're doing here.
All right. What's up, guys? Let's see what we're on. All right. Start with ACAB. So kind of, let's see. I don't want to buy just yet.
Can't see your screen really.
Wait, what?
Can't see your screen.
Oh, you can't? I thought I was marking up the whole time with my screen. Jeez. My fault, bro. I did not see none of those messages.
No worries, man. Those are just similar times yesterday and today.
For sure. All right, ACAB. ACAB. So I was trying to sell off of this redistribution here, but obviously didn't come up. Now it looks like it might be trying to accumulate. It might have already. Just got a terminal shakeout there. It does look like we did form kind of a fractal type form maybe in here. We're really just waiting on a break of structure. waiting on a break of structure with this one. Even with this, like there was a fractal accumulation in there. 3 drives. Got a break of structure. Smaller. Just can see it better. Selling climax, automatic rally. Second test. STB, spring. So, if you were looking to buy from here, I might look right here. To be honest, that's reaccumulation. Oh. Oops. No. Oh well. So put in the stop right below the wick right here. It'll be a 1.9 pip stop. Not bad. So that's something you could look into. I would probably not set this unless you get some more compression as it comes down. Doesn't just come flying down. AJ. This also looks like it's starting to form like an accumulation. So I'm really gonna be patient on this one because I see it coming down, even breaking below this for STB. AN. So it's in an area where it can accumulate like a daily POI. Yeah, it's in there. This whole move down is in about 80%. It's accumulating. So it looks like we're accumulating here. We got our selling climax, automatic rally, second test, up thrust action, and then STB. So if we get a sign of strength or a spring, we'll be solid. AU. So I was anticipating a distribution somewhere up here. We did get one on a smaller, lower time frame. Or we're starting to, what's the word? Form one. So just gonna wait on that. We got our buying climax, automatic rally, second test, and a sign of weakness. Cat Chef. This is still running up. So just gonna keep holding on to that. The little bit I got left of it. Yep, that's pretty much it. Yep. Cat Jockey's going even crazier. This one was got to a 1 to 37. So I'm still on this one as well. EA. My highest RR is like 44. I'm getting up there. TJ. Yep. So if we do blow through this, I don't know. I might try to hedge it if it does distribute, but this is an accumulation right here, so I'm gonna start looking for buys down in here. There's a fractal accumulation here. I can see it now. Nasty shakeout. Even this is a type 4 right here. Oh, that's chunky. Still chunky. So I'm good off of this trade, but if it comes down and accumulates, then obviously we'll try to get that. So same thing kind of on A chef is forming this accumulation, and it's just broken structure on the hour, and I'm guessing the 4 hour as well. Yeah, so it's looking pretty nice. Start looking down in this area right here. There's an accumulation unit in here, so looks like it might have been mitigated. So we'll see. EU. So it looks like it might have came and tapped into this redistribution here. So we'll see if it starts to come down, and then if we can tap into this trade and get going. Got an accumulation down in here. I was expecting an accumulation in this area, but it might turn out to be a higher time frame schematic, so we'll see. And CAD. So we did get a lot of compression into this little smart money cube here, so it's a reaccumulation. And then we did get an accumulation as well. So climax, automatic rally, second test, our STB, and then we got our sinus string. So might just because of where it's at and it hasn't created a new high, probably just gonna look for an accumulation right there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. UCAD, I'm looking for this buy off this accumulation here. Yeah, I was trying to hedge this sell. It didn't work out. Looks like we're getting our accumulation now, so I'm probably going to be setting this tonight. G Chef. Oh, sure. So only thing I can think of is be looking for a distribution here, but I have like probably like a 30-minute schematic or 15-minute schematic. So just gonna be patient on it. So we did hedge a sell right here. I'm obviously trying to buy off this accumulation. I put a box right here because it could be. I thought it could be accumulating, but it looks like it did come below this, so we'll just delete that. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait on this buy here. GU. So I was looking for this buy here. And we got a type 4 accumulation, and then I believe we got a lower time frame schematic. So. Yeah, we got a schematic in here. Selling climax, automatic rally, second test, and STB, and some strength. So that's what I'm looking for on that. And that's everything, guys. Do you guys have anything? Anything else you want me to look at? That's all the bro. For sure. I'm gonna give me some rest because
Definitely get some rest, really. Have a good night, and I'll lock in with you tomorrow.
all right, well, be safe.
Later, family.